All right, today we are going to try to make it rain. So I have my special guest here, Mr. Henry Paul, and he's going to help us with this. So right here we have a cup that's filled with water, just plain water. But in order for it to rain, we need a cloud. So we're going to use some shaving cream, the water. A little cloud. Here we go. So now we have our lovely cloud. And now we're going to drop some food coloring onto this. So, Mr. Paul, how many food coloring drops do you think we'll need before it starts to rain?
Maybe 10.
I'm going to guess 20. So what do you guys guess at home? How many drops do you think it will take before the cloud's too heavy and it starts to rain? All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see some rain already coming.
I think it was around 2.
Maybe around 2, somewhere between 2 and 4. So if we look, our cloud got heavy really quickly, and now it's starting to rain. So that's how rain works. All that water collects in the clouds, and when it gets too heavy, the condensation in that cloud then changes it from condensation to what? Precipitation. So rain, snow, or hail. Hey, just for fun, do you want to add some red food coloring in?
Yeah.
See what it looked like if we had red rain.
Ooh, it's starting to rain.
It's raining red. All right, now we're ready for our next investigation. So we have a clear bowl that's filled up with warm, kind of hottish water, not boiling, but pretty warm. And we have another small clear bowl with nothing in it. We're gonna let that sit. So right now it's just floating on top of the water. And we're gonna add in a couple drops of blue food coloring so we can see the water a little bit easier. Use this lovely alligator tail to stir up our water. There. So now we're gonna put saran wrap on the top of our bowl. You want to make sure all the openings are covered, any air getting out. Now I'm going to put my alligator right on top. So you want something small, lightweight that you just place on top. Now we just sit and wait for a minute. All right, it's been about 3 minutes. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Ooh, can you see some of those water droplets that are collecting on the top? I wonder how the water droplets got up to the top of the plastic wrap. Ooh, look by our gator's foot. There's a lot of water droplets there. So let's give it a couple more minutes and see what else we notice. All right, let's look now, get a little bit closer. Whoa, I see a lot of water droplets on here. Looks like the whole top coating is covered in water droplets. So, how did that get there? So with these water drops, when the water was really warm, it turned into vapor or a gas, and that has to do with evaporation. And when the vapor reaches the wrap, which is colder, the vapor condenses and becomes water drops. The water drops stick to the food wrap because of adhesion. That means water likes to stick to objects. This alligator on the top created a little slope for the water droplets to slide down. So this guy's a little bit heavy, so he pushes down and he makes kind of a indent in that saran wrap. Now let's look at our small bowl that we had. Ooh, I see some water in there. And I noticed that the water's clear. How in the world did that happen? We made the water blue. How did it get clear? Do you want me to tell you how it works? All right, sit down and listen carefully because this is crazy. Well, when water evaporates, it turns into water vapor and it leaves everything else behind. So if there's minerals or dirt, it leaves that behind. So that's why the water we collected is clear, even though we put blue in it at the beginning. It's called making distilled water. All right, for our last water investigation, I have a Ziploc bag. And I just put some paper in it so you can see what's on it, but you'll take the paper off. But here we have a sun. We have a cloud that says condensation. We have a cloud that says precipitation. We have a seed. And here the water is evaporating up and the water collects at the seed. We also have a small lake. And then underneath the tree we have groundwater. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up about halfway, a little less than halfway, right where you see the outline of the sea. And then we're just going to tape it to a window and we're going to see what we notice. All right, so we have our bag and I filled up a cup of water, not with super hot water, but warm water. So Mr. Paul is going to pour that carefully into our bag. There we go. So our bag looks like that. I'm also going to drop a few drops of food coloring in, just so we can see the water a little bit better. Mr. Paul, could you drop a few drops in for us? Mm-hmm. That's good. All right. Mix it up a little bit. There we go. Now we have some lovely blue water. So we'll check back in about an hour to see what happens with our water. Let's take a look to see what's going on. So I see some very small water droplets that are causing it to become all foggy, kind of like when you're in the shower and you look at the mirror. But then I see some larger droplets. So what's happening is the sun is warming up the water in that bag and it causes it to evaporate up, turn into a water vapor. And then when those water droplets become really heavy, they turn into drops of water again. And that's what you see kind of trickling down the back. So this activity is just a cool way to kind of show different examples of the parts of the water cycle.